Trying up. There we go. We are live.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hi, this is Neil Kilbey and
Peter Schmitz.
And today we're going to run you through a opportunity finding document called the download. I'm going to do the numbers. Peter's going to do the technical stuff and lead you through it. And Peter, did you want to do any introduction, or should we just go straight on with it?
Well, this is what we use in our business consulting business. It's what we call it's a discovery call when we're talking with a new business owner. And the purpose of a discovery is to understand his business, front to back, up and down, all the numbers, the sales process, and we do a pretty deep dive into the sales process in his online business. So yeah, that's what it's about. We'll go through it step by step here in the next three videos, because it can take a little while. So we're going to go through it kind of in thirds. So the third is to understand what we call your stated objective.
Super. Okay.
Any echo over there, Neil? Because I'm hearing a little bit of echo, but okay. If you're not hearing it, then it's fine.
I'm not hearing an echo, no, but I will try and see if I can dampen my speaker. So is that better?
Bring up the document. So
okay. So here we are, and this is the basic document. Do you want it larger than that, or are you happy to go with that?
That works. That works. And so let's assume we're talking to a business owner here. And so across the top is current gap target. You can see that. So the target is, let's say your business current income now, your current sales are $1 million. I'm going to do the math, make the math simple.
So here on the right hand side,
you're under current in the year 2020 is $1 million. You had a good year. Your revenue, top line revenue was $20 million. And let's say your net was $500,000 for simplicity. So, and then the time it took, you're spending 80 hours a week. You're in the wrong column there, buddy. That's target.
Oh, sorry. What did you say?
These are current. So put these under current.
Oh, okay. My apologies.
You're doing the right thing. No, that's good. So Mr. Business Owner is doing $1 million in revenue. He's got $500,000 in net profit. And so that's not take home pay, but that's net profit.
Yeah.
And then he's spending, let's say, 80 hours a week to achieve that. Very common for a guy doing $1 million in business, and it's been in business 3 to 5 years. It's very common. So now the next step in the process is the target. Where do you want to be at the end of 2021? Let's just say it's $1.5 million. So you want to be $1.5 million at the end of 2021. So you're going to grow $500,000 this year. So that means the gap is $500,000. Okay, and the net profit, on the $1.5 million, let's say you want that to be $800,000. So a little bit better than what you did previously. And so the gap is $300,000. So you're going to do an extra $500,000 in business, but you're going to be at a higher profit margin. And the hours, you're going to get it down to, say, 50 hours a week. Let's be realistic. We're not going to go to 40 or 30 in a year's time and have that kind of growth. But we want to work less. We want to have more family time. We want to have more free time. We don't want to be, chained to our desk 80 hours a week. So the gap there is the $500,000. And in the discovery process, what we're trying to define is the stated objective. And so the stated objective is the growth. It's at $500,000. The assumption is you already have $1 million on the books, that you're going to keep that business. Let's focus on what we need to get the gap.
You're going to keep that business because you're going to do the same thing that you've already done.
Yes. I mean that's the assumption, that it's repeatable, sustainable business, right? You're not going to get $1.5 million all new business in 2021. You're going to keep some of the path. So what I want, this is just a little bit different way of looking at things for the business owner. He's kind of focused on that gap, and what the process is, the whole discovery process, this download form, as we call it, is to help us get to that gap, increase sales, increase revenues, et cetera, to get to the gap. And that's what the whole process is about. So that's kind of how I just define it. And these are whatever numbers that work for the business owner that we're talking to.
Yeah, absolutely. When you talk about current, they've actually got the figures, haven't they?
Yeah, they would have their current income, and most business owners know, I want to grow this much next year. Some say I want to grow 10% or 20%, but I want it to be a little bit of a stretch, because that's the whole purpose of this, is to discover what's going on and how do we get to where you'd like to be, and get that net profit up, and get the time commitment required to do the work down. So now there's a big improvement in your business.
Yeah, I think that the main issue that a lot of people normally have when they see, oh, I've got to get more revenue and more profit, is they think I've got to trade more time.
Right. Absolutely.
And that there is a point when more time just means I don't have anything anymore. I don't live a life anymore.
Yeah, and that's not worth it. I mean, why are you in business? You didn't get in business so you could work more. You got in business so you could have time and money freedom in most cases, right? Business owners start a business to have a life, not just work.
Absolutely. It is, and it is scary how many business owners do get to that sort of 80-hour mark without too much difficulty.
Oh yeah, it's easy to let the business grow to that point. And the other part about this is really is the mind shift that let's focus on the 500 gap instead of focusing on the 1.5 and being overwhelmed, right? Because some guys are going to go, oh, 1.5, that's overwhelming. I don't know how I'm going to do it, blah, blah, blah. They're going to come up with all kinds of stories, excuses. I want to focus on what do we have to do to add that incremental $500,000 in business. And there are definitely ways to do that. And that's what this discovery process is all about. And we're going to get to that really in the second and the third conversation we have in the next two videos. Because right now we're just kind of laying the groundwork to get the big picture. So so they know what that stated gap is, and they can wrap their brain around, I need to get $500,000 extra next year. So what do I got to do, smarter, better, faster to get there, not more hours. I'm not going to go from 80 to 120 hours to get an extra $500,000 in business. That is not the goal here.
That's a very, very fast way to an early grave.
Yeah, we're not transforming profits by increasing the workload to get to the numbers.
Okay. So can I just quickly say something, because we didn't say it at the beginning?
Please.
It's very. This is really, really simple, guys. If you can put this down on a piece of paper, pen and paper, okay, and you can just write across the top there, current, gap, target, and then down the sides, revenue, net profit, and time, and just fill this in for yourself. It's very exciting, liberating to see these figures written down for you, for your business, not our example, but for your actual business.
Yep, do it for theirs, whatever it is. They can be whatever they are. So
yeah, I mean, and that's the important bit. We're this is only an example.
Yeah,
and if it's your business, it's not an example; it's real life all of a sudden. And,
yeah, the exercise is about transforming their business.
Absolutely. So, and then it suddenly becomes extremely exciting to think, my God, I could have more money and spend less time, and all that more money and more revenue is more security for everybody else in the business, as well as a more sustainable business, because you're in a more sustainable situation yourself.
Yeah, and don't get hung up on how I'm going to do it yet. Okay, we're going to get to that in the second and the third videos here. Ways to make this happen. Just get the numbers out so you have the stated objective for 2021.
I think that's incredibly important. There is to keep this up and stop worrying about the how.
Yeah,
this is what you want to achieve, not how you're going to achieve it. If you knew exactly how you were going to achieve it, you would be doing what we're doing. Okay,
and they would be doing it. So they wouldn't
absolutely. So this is the question that we're asking ourselves. If for 2021 I want this amount of extra income, and it's possible. Can I just say something about targets? If they're too small, nobody's excited, and if they're too big, nobody believes them.
Right.
So you've got to pick something where you go, actually, yeah, that would make a difference to me. And if we get a lot, if it is a big difference for you, then you'll do something. But if it's too big, we all just go, oh no. Well, that's pie in the sky. What do you call it if it's not pie? Do you say pie in the sky?
We say that, yeah.
Yeah, that's an English term.
It's unbelievable, right? You don't believe you can do it. It's got to be a believable number that's a stretch, but you got to believe you can make it if some of the right things fall in place, right? I don't want it to be a piece of cake like it's 10% growth that's going to happen no matter what. But
yeah, you want something which says, I'm excited by this.
Yeah, this would be great if this happens. And
okay, Peter, that's slightly shorter time than I think we anticipated it was going to be, but I think that is probably the best for everybody. So if you hopefully you've all got that down. We'll give you another minute or so to just write that down, not the figures, but the current gap, etc. And tomorrow, as Peter said, we'll be going through how we can start to make this not just be a nice pipe dream, but something that's really, really going to happen and change your life.
Perfect.
Superb. Okay, thank you, everybody. I hope you've got that down. If you haven't, please message us and we will help you out. Thank you, everyone. And thank you, Peter. That was brilliant.
No, thank you. See you tomorrow.